Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama Hare
Rama,
Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare
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 Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama Hare Hare. Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna. Do pranam.
Check the audio. Audio is clear.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Almost clear.
Let's be audio codec. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Vibhajyatanaye vyakshamaam
Vibhajatane
Vibhajyatani
Vyakshama
Vyakhyamam
Bhaja Shrimalaya Dhvajaha
Radharani Malaya
Radharani
Adikandhaishu Krishnam
Radharani Krishnam
Kamakulāchalam
Radharam
Vidabhyatanaye Vidabhyatanaye Vyakshama
Vibhajatane Vyakshama
Vibhajyatanaye Vyakshama
Vibhajatane Vyakshama
Bhaja Shrimalaya Dhvajaha
Radharani Malaya
Radhayushu Krishnam
Radheshu Krishnam
Kamakulāchalam
Kulachalam
Yabhyatanaye Vyakshma
Vibhajatane
Tanayebhyashima
Yatanaye Vyakshma
Vibhajatane Vyakshama
Bhaja Shrimalaya Dhvajaha
Jai Shri Malaya
Radhayushu Krishnam
Radheshu Krishnam
Kamakulāchalam
Rajaramukulacharam
Vibhajyatanyevyah shama Rajarshyamayadvajaha Ariradhishu Krishnam Sajaram Kulacharam
Vibhajatanaye Vyakshama Rajarsi Malaya
Malaya Adhaja
Harisu Krishna Sajagam Kulacharam Rajarshi Malaya Ariradeshu Krishnam Sajagam Kulacharam
Vibhajya, having divided Tanaye Vyaha among its sons, Kshamam, the whole world, Raja Rishihi, the great saintly king, Malaya Dhvajaha, named Malaya Dhvaja, Adi Radhayeshu, desiring to worship Krishnam, Lord Krishna, Saha, he, Jagama, went, Kulachalam, unto Kulachalam. After this, a great saintly king Malayadhvaja divided his entire kingdom among his sons. Then, in order to worship Lord Krishna with full attention, he went to a solitary place known as Kulachala. After this, a great saint Malayadhvaja
The great saint King Malyadhwaja
divided the entire kingdom.
divided his entire kingdom.
Then, in order to worship Lord Krishna with full attention, he went to a solitary place known as Kulachala. I'll get over.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Malayadhvaja, the great king, was certainly a Mahabhagavata, topmost devotee. By executing devotional service, he begot many sons and disciples for propagating the Bhakti cult, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnuhu. Actually, the entire world should be divided among such disciples. Everyone should be engaged in preaching the cult of Krishna consciousness. In other words, when disciples are grown up and are able to preach, the spiritual master should retire and sit down in a solitary place to write and execute Nirjana Bhajana. This means sitting silently in a solitary place and executing devotional service. This Nirjana Bhajana, which is a silent worship of the Supreme Lord, is not possible for a neophyte devotee. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura never advised a neophyte devotee to go to a solitary place to engage in devotional service. Indeed, he has written a song in this connection. दुष्टमन तुमि किसेर वैष्णवा प्रतिष्ठारतारे निर्जनेर घरे तव हरि नाम केवल कैतवा. My dear mind, what kind of devotee are you? Simply for cheap adoration, you sit in a solitary place and pretend to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but this is all cheating. Thus, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura advocated that every devotee, under the guidance of an expert spiritual master, preach the Bhakti cult, Krishna consciousness all over the world. Only when one is mature, he can sit in a solitary place and return from preaching all over the world. Following this example, the devotee of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness now render service as preachers in various parts of the world. Now, they can allow the spiritual master to retire from active preaching work. In the last stage of the spiritual master's life, the devotees of the spiritual master should take preaching activities into their own hands. In this way, the spiritual master can sit down in a solitary place and render Nirjana Bhajana. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vibhajyatanaye Kshamam Shri Malayadhvajaha
Rajashri Malayadhvaja
Adayushu Krishnam
Adishadeshu Krishnam
Jagamakulāchalam.
Rajagamakulachalam.
After this, the great saintly king Malayadhvaja divided the entire kingdom among his sons. Then, in order to worship Lord Krishna with full attention, he went to a solitary place known as Kulachala. Solitary place. Now there is a discussion of going to a solitary place. Actually, people go to solitary place generally. They go to a solitary place for sinful activities. Just think about it really. when you want to go to a solitary place, है ना? लोग एकांत चाहते हैं, एक्चुअली पाप करने के लिए, है ना? You give somebody an opposite sex, a girl or boy, they like to go to some solitary place, है ना? कोई बीच हो, अकेले बैठे हो उधर, है ना? अकेले, solitary चाहिए. Actually, लोग जनरल पब्लिक इंद्रिय भोग के लिए solitary place चाहता है. Somebody was joking, the child बच्चा कुछ खिलौना मांगता है ना? आप उसको खिलाना दे दो, उसके बाद बोलते आप जाओ उधर से, मेरे को एंजॉय करना, आप नहीं चाहिए मेरे को, है ना? जाओ 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 सब लोग, मेरा खिलौना है. सो हमको सॉलिट्यूड चाहिए होता है फॉर इंद्रिय भोग. So it's not that people can accuse sadhus of going to solitary place. They also go to solitary place for their own kind of selfish enjoyment. The tendency is there. Many devotees also feel sometimes. Like Srila Prabhupada is saying in the purport, if my disciples can take up the preaching all around the world, I can go to a solitary place. It's quite symbolic here, anyway a symbolic story, but message is being taken. The king trains his children. क्या करता है king? बच्चों को train करता है. And he hands over the kingdom to his children. है ना? And then he goes to solitary place. For what? For meditating on Krishna. है ना? The Prabhupada is similarly an acharya also. He preaches Krishna consciousness and then he hands over to his disciples to preach Krishna consciousness, and then he sits down in a solitary place to meditate on Krishna. Activity of he start reading the scriptures, he starts writing some important scriptures, but this can only be done when the heart is purified. When the heart is completely pure, at this stage this can be done, because just like Srila Prabhupada was practically doing that. He handed over the responsibilities of preaching to his disciples and he was therefore able to find time, meditate. In fact, many times Srila Prabhupada used to say, let me finish, I have so many books to write. But because the disciples were very young, how many years? Kitna abhi, they were in ISKCON, they were 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, they were young. But when they came to India, Prabhupada saw them, कि Bombay में they gave money without proper documentation. And the person taking advantage of that ran away with the money. Prabhupada saw that happening, so he had to get involved. And he personally directed point number 1, point number 2. In fact, he saw the disciples ready to give it up. Chodo, Prabhupada will take another. He said, no, I am not going to give it up. Why? Why you want to throw away Krishna's money? Fight. Point number 1, we have done this and you know they have done a mess. They should not have given money, but you saw them, they were quite young. Age also they were very young. In ISKCON at that time, 30 was the old age. 30-year-old person was old age. An average life of devotee in ISKCON was 4 to 5 years. 10 years is very senior. So Prabhupada saw that they were not mature and he was putting all his time. He had to put his time. So where was he doing the writing in solitude? That was in the night. He wanted solitude. He was doing in the night and sitting all night reading the purport by his previous acharyas, thinking how to describe. Just imagine what he has done, and given us all these books, and he is expressing so many thoughts. So solitude is actually sought by the great acharyas, because idle mind is devil workshop, not for everybody. Just like they say, power corrupts. Kisi ko zyada power hota hai to he becomes crazy. Yeah, that's a general principle. That's a general principle. But not a rule, no? There was somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, how was it that Parikshit Maharaj could rule the whole earth? Prabhupada said, if you cannot do that, doesn't mean somebody cannot do that. Power doesn't corrupt a pure heart like Parikshit Maharaj. So similarly, solitude will not be dangerous for everybody. For us, solitude is there. And we know that solitude. Kya karte kya hum solitude? First thing we sleep. है ना? Solitude means we sleep. And so we know what happened to Bharat Maharaj in solitude. He considered Upadharma to be Parodharma. He is considered helping a small deer to be equivalent to the service to God. His arguments there are like that only. God has sent him to me, there is no greater job for me than to take care of him. Whole philosophy got twisted. And he just got lost in taking care of the deer. And when the deer was not there, he was talking about it as we talk about God. He went mad in separation from the deer and he became deer next life. Now this would not have happened if he was in a company of Vaishnavas. Somebody would have protected him. So that was Bharat Maharaj. And Ajamila, what did he do it in solitude? वो भी अकेले ही था जंगल में, है ना? He looked at a prostitute being embraced by a man and he finished. So therefore, actually we should be scared of solitude at this stage. We should be scared. To be away the company of Vaishnavas is very, very dangerous for us. You know? Very, very dangerous. So always we should surround ourselves with the company of the Vaishnavas. Therefore Prabhupada says, somebody thinks he can practice Krishna consciousness without the association of devotees is living in hallucination. Correct? Living in hallucination. We need ears. And in that company there is level of safety. But just imagine we are with the devotees. Take care. है ना? अभी मन करेगा to do something stupid. अरे प्रभु क्या करो? You're protected. आप वो सिगरेट पीना चाहते हो, आपके हाथ से छीन लेंगे, है ना लोग? Protection है. This is just signifying at every level. Therefore, if we aspire to be surrounded by devotees all the time, that's a protection. We do not know how much we are benefiting from the association. And you see what happens in loneliness. Without maturity, Ajamila went into sinful activities. And without, that's a Leela. Bharat Maharaj we should not comment because the very great devotee. Sometimes with the very great devotee, Krishna does a Leela. It's just a pastime to learn. You cannot comment on Bharat Maharaj like you comment on Ajamila. But still, as a lesson from Bharat Maharaj's life, you can see that Upadharma was taken as a Parodharma. He got totally confused. So with the discrimination sometimes you may lack, somebody will protect you. Shri Radha Govinda ki. So this solitude is a tendency. I'll sit down somewhere in the jungle, in Vrindavan, and I will meditate on Krishna. Yes, you can do that. That is Smaranam, Shri Radha Govinda ki. We see Vedavyasa also doing that. Bhakti Yogena Manasi. He sat down in a solitary place and meditated on the Lord. So we may also have the tendency, I'll also, but because we are not ready, we should not try to do it. In fact, you see that in reality, Srila Prabhupada, even though he asked for solitude, when did he have it? Practically never. As an example, we do not see Krishna arranges the life of devotee as an example. Because Kali Yuga, nobody will say that he can do so I cannot do. I can also do. Like many times Srila Prabhupada devotees ask, Prabhupada, can you show some siddhi? Like nowadays so many so-called religious preachers, they try to show some miracle. And many a time they have been caught as fraud. Correct? Somebody throwing ashes, somebody taking a ring from, they want to show some miracles. And there is similar tendency we see. Somebody is not able to walk and suddenly he starts walking. They do all those dramas. And actually almost 100% of them have proven to be frauds. Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga people don't have any siddhis, just jokers. There was PC Sarkar, he was used to visit ISKCON programs. He used to talk about so many Babas and so many jokers claiming to be God by magic. He used to say, I can do the same magic, but at least I'm honest. I don't say I'm God. You know, magicians can do anything. Well, they show the body is cut into 2 pieces. You know, they show all the thing. आप पागल हो जाएंगे देख के. आई देखो. Whatever, but actually it's a trick of hand. The trick of hand. Oh, Tana, it's just some gimmick. But he said, at least I admit I am doing some gimmick only. You know? But these people are passing away as God. He was very frustrated. He said, all the things, these so-called Babas who claim they say, God, I can do all those things. I know how to do it. But these fellows, they are cheating. So this is the tendency today. So Srila Prabhupada, you can show some magic. Prabhupada said, like walking in water and all this thing. See, actually a pure devotee to the Lord is behind him. Yogeshwara is behind him. The greatest magician is behind him. He can do anything actually. Correct? True? He can do anything. But it doesn't do that. Because then that will become the standard. To know that advancement of spiritual life means to walk on water. Advancement of spiritual life means to fly in the air. Advancement of spiritual life means, to live, tamasha shuru ho jayega. Kuch aur hamara target ban jayega. Shuddha Bhakti will not become the target because these are not Shuddha Bhakti. They have nothing to do with spiritual power. These are all material powers. These are all material powers. है ना? पानी में चल रहे हैं, हवा में उड़ रहे हैं, ये सब material power है. These are all material power. And Prabhupada says, why we are so excited at these siddhis? Because they are already imitated. By the sign, that is all, they are also doing. See, tapasya ही होती है. They are also doing tapasya. ऐसा नहीं है वो 1 मिनट में बहुत मेहनत लगता है, लाखों करोड़ों घंटे लगते हैं to make an aeroplane, है ना? India नहीं बना पा रहा अभी तक. They now want to collaborate with Russia to make another passenger aircraft. It takes so much energy, so much time of tapasya. But it is basically you are dabbling with material energy. The siddhis, you don't pollute the atmosphere. अभी आपका एयरक्राफ्ट बना तो पूरा एयर पॉल्यूट कर देते हो. Therefore, when you buy a ticket, it said how much pollution also we are causing. It shows like that. Some people are conscious, can choose. But the yogis, when they do siddhis, they are using higher technology, subtle power, in which there is no pollution. They can, Narada, when he flies from one place to another place, he is not doing any pollution. It doesn't pollute the atmosphere. So these are higher technology. But at the end of the day, the result is same, no? Now by siddhi, I can travel from here to Afghanistan, Prabhupada says, and pick up a pomegranate, he talks about it, and bring you and give you. So you can do that. You can go by flight and also bring by evening, same thing. So at the end, the result is same. The result is same. So people, Prabhupada did not want to distract. You know the famous example, somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, can you show magic? Prabhupada said, here it is. This devotee is from Israel, become a devotee. This devotee is from South America, become a devotee. And he made them stand behind him. And Prabhupada said, this is my magic. Correct? This is my magic. But people do not understand what is real magic. Okay? So, people, many times they say, so-called bogus Babas, yogis, I went to Himalayas. God knows where they went. And they have some kind of a story. And they went to Himalayas, did some great tapasya I did for so many years. Suddenly I came to revelation, now I got some powers, now I come to bless you. This is a standard story of all the so-called bogus yoga. And whatever they do is a trick of hand, there is nothing in it. So it will not get into that solitude. So it is in the beginning stages of Krishna consciousness that we are in. We do not have meditation on the Lord. We don't have the pleasure of meditation on the Lord, but we have the pleasure of service to the Lord. We go to somebody, we say, sir, we are building a college, and he says, yes, I am with you. That is the pleasure we have now. Not that we are meditating on Mother Yashoda running behind Krishna, great pleasure. No, that is not possible now. In the neophyte stages, there is more pleasure in service than pleasure in direct association of the Lord. In fact, even very advanced devotee feels in the same way. So why I should disturb Krishna? Now Krishna is dancing at the gopis. Why you should come out of all? Suppose you go and knock on somebody's door, he's busy. Now you are disturbing him, no? Hey, आओ मेरे को थोड़ा दर्शन दो. That disturb कर रहे हो ना? So let Krishna do his leela. I will just do some humble service. Even a pure devotee has a meditation. He doesn't want to disturb the Lord's leela. He just wants to do some service, and in that way we take the same attitude, and this is what will be at this stage of our spiritual life. And even though Srila Prabhupada is saying in the purport here, allow me, in fact, he is requesting his disciples indirectly in this purport and couple of purport later, allow me to just sit down in a solitude. But as a personal example, that never happened. Never happened. Never happened. There was never a time Srila Prabhupada is sitting alone and nobody is disturbing him and he's writing and writing. No, never happened. He's expressed that desire, but he didn't want Krishna's arrangement and his own will. He didn't want to give it as an example, because then people will say, I have become just like, there are 4 stages in sannyasa: Kutichaka, Bahudaka, Parivakacharya and Paramahamsa. So Kutichaka means, he leaves the house and near the village he makes a small kuti. And then what happens? Food comes from the home. He is not so detached. But one level he is not living at home. So now then Bahudaka means he starts preaching now. And then so many people start being grateful. They give small dakshina and they build Bahudaka. Instead of house, now many people is depending, they're maintaining him. And then he develops faith that actually Krishna is my maintainer. And Parivakacharya, he starts traveling all around the world. Like Srila Prabhupada came to America. There was no money, no guarantee, no insurance, nothing he had. Just came depending on Krishna to preach. That is Parivakacharya. Kahin bhi jayenge, just like Prabhupada says, go anywhere. You do Sankirtana. Some people will come behind you playing Mridanga. Chalo, kahin bhi nikal jao. That is Parivakacharya. Anywhere you go, customers are waiting. People are there to support you. Like yesterday they went for book distribution. They said 5,000 books sold in 1 hour. Can we do more? Because anywhere you go, customers are there, waiting. Because Krishna conscious movement has to spread. It's waiting. And then there is last stage is Paramahamsa. Paramahamsa stage, you sit down in a place and then you don't actually have to go out. You just sit down and meditate on Krishna, and your disciples are doing preaching. There's a very interesting thing about the stick. And Paramahamsa stage, you don't have to carry the stick. So what became a practice? One day the sannyasi will come out without the stick. Means my Paramahamsa ban gaya. That became. So don't artificially we cannot become Paramahamsa. We know where we are situated. Okay, so no need to look for solitude like this, or Paramahamsa like that. We actually should therefore be busily engaged. We have the day, sit down and design your day. Keep it packed. Keep the day packed. Therefore Prabhupada is quoting his own spiritual master saying, because Prabhupada saw in Vrindavan this happening. Many times you have gone to Vrindavan. You have gone to Vrindavan? You have gone. When you go around Govardhan, you see so many Babajis sitting there, correct? And generally in public opinion, they are very advanced devotees. Prabhupada Guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada wrote I think 18, 20 poems together. There's a book called, so many names the book have. I use the name Vaishnava K. What kind of Vaishnava are you? And in that, he directly points it out. What is this all going on? Prabhupada called, they don't read books, they don't take association of Vaishnavas, they just sit alone in a place and they will be holding a bead, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And actually, Prabhupada has stayed in Vrindavan and he saw what was going on. Even though publicly they were doing showing that they're very advanced devotee, hold a chanting, they were privately addicted to sinful activities. Prabhupada saw that. Therefore Prabhupada made a statement, they're all neophyte Vaishnavas. He never gave them a category what people generally give. They're all neophytes. Not only that, Prabhupada said, give them on kuladi. You know kuladi? The gardening we use. So that at least they can grow their own food. He says that. Totally rejecting their so-called spiritual advance, and he says, give them a kuladi. At least don't become parasite to somebody to feed you. Now what are you doing? You are sitting near Govardhan, I will chant, my one classmate is also influenced by them, he is also sitting there. And Prabhupada said, give one kuladi. Arey Baba, you are living as a parasite of society. Arey, kuch to karo. How can it deserve to take food from somebody like that? Do at least grow your own food. Prabhupada says so strongly, give them a kuladi, at least grow your own food. What are you doing? Sitting like this, doing nothing. At least contribute to the society in some way. उसको क्या बोलते हैं? खुरपी, जो भी खुरपी वही खेती के लिए जो चाहिए होता है, बोले तो खेती तो करो. So nobody should sit actually, and it is not possible in the in Kali Yuga typical souls to possible. Therefore, be busy, extremely important. Keep your day packed. Okay, this time I am doing this. This is both. Therefore, the Bhaktivinoda Thakur formula 8 plus 8 plus 8 is very good. 8 hours sadhana, 8 hours active engagement, and 8 hours for the body, take rest. Then actually you feel very blissful. Then you feel very, very blissful. Then you feel happy, content. Idle mind will go away. So we should be very careful. So Vaishnava K, Prabhupada is quoting, what kind of person are you? You are trying to go to Solitude. And in fact, Prabhupada said that he has seen so many devotees falling down. And actually, because Prabhupada has seen previously his Gaudiya Math, then he saw his own movement, ISKCON. There are so many devotees fall, doing nothing. And then showing Hare Krishna, I am so nicely chanting. What are you doing? Sometimes some devotees are that I will not. It's not practically possible. Therefore, everybody should look for engagement. Correct? When we came to ISKCON, what we say? Prabhuji ko service milega kya? That should not go away. More. Prabhupada says in the spiritual world, the energy of the Vaishnavas to serve Krishna is unlimited. That should be remain there. Unlimited energy devotees serve the Lord in the spiritual world. Unlimited energy. With enthusiasm, with energy. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada said, those who have life, they will preach. Unless you have life and energy, you cannot preach. So let us forget this idea of going in a solitude and sitting, practicing. No. We should be practically be engaged. And then that is the savior. That really is the savior for us. Otherwise, I will end up with Ajamila, doing sinful activities in solitude, and end up as Bharat Maharaj, taking some upadharma, some social service to be, both are signs of fall down, to be parodharma. And that is what happens, where nowadays the world is mobile for people. They spend all the time on mobile, social media. What is it? Kis cheez ko dekhte hain? Either it is maximum, it is upadharma. Some nice, he helps some poor boy. Hey, very nice. मैं कुछ पाप नहीं कर रहा. What is the problem with Ajamila? Nothing will happen to me. 1 more minute, nothing will happen to me. I'll just see what's happening. 1 minute I'll just see. 1 more minute I'll see. Nothing will happen to me. The same way, the mobile can destroy you. Therefore, be very, very clear. Don't be in a solitude with the mobile. As that said, if somebody is sitting with a woman in a solitude, it's a matter of time mistake will occur. So never be in solitude. Always be with, when you go to your room, see the mobile is not with you. Keep it in some place for charging in the night. That's anyway the time for that. And therefore you can sleep peacefully. Otherwise the digital media have a tendency, it will not allow you to sleep. उसका जो light होता है ना, नींद रोक देता है ना, नींद, and it's kind of an addiction because it is constantly throwing at you some kind of entertainment. It becomes a kind of an addiction. Like say, we give you nice prasadam. Whatever it is, we are not expert cooks, okay? But it is offered to the Lord and it's prasadam. But if you go to restaurants, you will get 50 items and a chappan bhog. And very difficult to be able to, if your start got used to outside restaurants and all, it is very difficult for you to eat prasadam after that. Right? Even though it is transcendental, you cannot see that. Say, only this, There in a restaurant, suppose you go to any hotel, you will get hundreds of items, very, very delicious, but none of them is prasadam. But if suppose somebody has got used to eat in a restaurant chappan bhog, and you give him a simple prasadam, he will not eat it now. You get used to it. Similarly, Hare Krishna, thank you. Similarly, if we get used to the mobile and all the content it keeps throwing in the reels, so much varieties of entertainment, with audio, with video. We are giving you a shastra, no audio, video, simple one shastra. It becomes boring to read that. If I give you shastra and I give you mobile, just like छोटे बच्चे को देखते हैं ना क्या करता है? When a small child is born in India, they have a tradition. They will keep a Gita in front of him and they'll give some money in front of him, small child, and see where it goes, just to see the tendency of the child. Correct? The same way, I'll give you a mobile and I'll give you a shastra and I'll watch what you do. You'll go to mobile and watch reels. You'll not read shastra because what has happened now, this has become a material entertainment, with much more variety. But you're forgetting the principle. It will come in the later purport, very interesting thing. The comparison between Ravana and Rama. Ravana is personification of lust. It's lust personified. And Rama is personification of love. Is a love personified. Now with whom you want to associate? With your mobile or Shastra, it is same as Rama or Ravana, but we will associate with Ravana. That is our mistake. Then what happens? Tamodvaram yoshitam sangi sangam mahaseva dvara mahu vimukte. If you associate with Mahat, a great soul, your doors of Vaikuntha will open. Tamodvaram yoshitam sangi sangam. But associate with a tamasic person, the door to hell opens up. So therefore we should be discriminating. Every moment we have to discriminate where I am associating because it may be very dangerous for me. Take care? So we should take care. It's our own good. 24 hours are there and alone you cannot do it. You cannot do alone. Alone your discrimination is very weak. Alone Maya will kick you. Therefore, if a devotee stays alone in a neophyte stage, he is destroyed. अकेले होने का ही नहीं, हमेशा किसी डिवोटी के साथ होने का. एटलीस्ट वो बता देगा, प्रभु जी मूवी देख रहा था, बस पकड़ा जाएगा. I'll get a report. Then we'll make a nice vegetable out of him. Then we come to know. पता चल जाता है ना. It's like the difference between hospital and is ICU, an outpatient ward. The devotee living in temple like in ICU, everybody is watching, है ना? And बाहर रह रहे outpatient ward. क्या कर रहा है मालूम नहीं, है ना? दवाई ले रहा है नहीं ले रहा, we don't know. We gave him, he may be taking, may not be taking. So there is an advantage. We should take full opportunity, the advantage. Now don't look for a solitude. No, it's very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. So never trust your mind. Always have more trust and association of devotees. In that spirit, there is a mutual protection, and then we can have. So keep yourself tight and never sit alone. The solitude is not for us. The great sages, they used to sit in solitude. Vidura traveled, he saw Maitreya sitting in solitude. But he is full of love of Krishna. He just met Krishna before he departed from the world. He heard Krishna as so much wonderful. His heart is full of rapturing with the love of Krishna. And he found him. So there was, in previous times, it is like that. And in fact, real solitude means totally avoiding the association of the non-devotees. That is called solitude. That is what we should see. Correct? That is the real solitude. Avoiding the association of non-devotees. This is the solitude we seek. And in this we will grow. Done our time today. Some meditation. Anything, anybody wants to add something on solitude?
Prabhuji, I want to reconfirm. What did you say? Solitude is total isolation from what? Total separation from what? That word.
From the solitude means as not association with the non-devotees.
Okay, fine. But in our real life, we come across so many people in our workplace. It could be anywhere.
We
So
don't
we have
give
to
our
create
heart.
a boundary.
Yeah,
We have to
we don't give our heart to them. We have to have two faces. Oh, Hare Krishna, how are you? I heard your birthday was yesterday, very nice. But you don't give our heart. Don't give. Keep your heart protected.
Fine, thank
Association
you.
is, you may live with the devotees, you may not associate. Like Srila Prabhupada is met his guru a few times, but it took more association with the people who are living with his spiritual master. So association means something special, Association means actually be able to get the heart. He got the heart of his spiritual master, what he wanted. He grabbed it, That is association. और कुछ लोग रह के भी कभी नहीं, they could not get the heart of a spiritual master. So association is not just physical, but okay.
Prabhuji,
Krishna,
Prabhuji, if the non-devotees are from the family, how can we not isolate them and not give our heart to them? Say your own son or daughter or
You have to get, you have to learn, no? We cannot be sahajiya. Bhakti means heart is to be given to Krishna. That is bhakti.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Okay,
Prabhuji,
wait. First you give your heart to Krishna and you will see your relation even to family members will improve that. Okay. First you give your heart to Krishna. That is bhakti. And if you don't do that, Krishna will teach you that actually you made a mistake. Simply, I loved that person so much. So much he doesn't even care to pick up my phone. Krishna will teach you.
So, Prabhuji, if we keep our thought, word, action dedicated to Radhe Krishna, everything doing for them, servitor attitude, and studying also for them, that is solitude, no? Thinking about them.
See, they say no, heart is there to love. Okay? First you take back whatever you have given from all directions. Please, return back. And then your heart is now the full focus on Krishna. That is bhakti, no? Art of focusing our love on Krishna and full focus on Krishna, that is called bhakti. वो तो भूल गए हम. Like Bharat Maharaj, we thought taking care of deer is also bhakti, no? That was not. But therefore, ekant bhakti should not be done. Bharat Maharaj, what he thought? And taking care of the deer, that is also taking, but he forgot the connection to Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
So if we develop this attitude, then I don't think anyone's harsh behavior or harsh tone or any sort of wrong behavior will be able to affect us.
You are not expecting anything, You're not expecting anything. People are conditioned souls, so you don't expect anything.
Yes.
See, what happens is that we put somebody in the image of Krishna, then it breaks your heart because he is limited, no? Like you make so many mistakes, everybody makes so many mistakes, But when the heart is on Krishna, you don't mind. You are forgiving. Poor conditioned soul, thoda rajogun tamoguna aa gaya. Your heart is not on that person. Heart is on Krishna.
One question. I ask this in every class, but I don't get satisfied. I keep thinking, I keep doubting. Is it possible, like according to Bhagavad Gita, they say Lord has three forms, Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagwan. So my question is it possible to see that Paramatma in a childlike form, that little Krishna, in form in all creation
I
with
will-
utmost compassion.
No. This is a neophyte. This is not to be done now. Therefore, now you continue your sadhana. Don't artificially jump. When you are
Okay.
advanced, it will be revealed to you. Why you are artificially imposing something in your mind? That will be something, mind will do some creation. That is sahajiya. Sahajiya means without proper sadhana, he wants to achieve what is achieved by advanced devotees. है ना?
Okay, fine.
It will automatically come when you are advanced. Okay? Now don't do
Okay,
that.
thank you. Okay,
Now
thank you.
engage.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, can you quote the example of Vishwamitra Muni? He also was meditating at a lonely place and he got carried away then.
Yeah, very good. See, he was not mature to sit in a solitary place. है ना? And somebody would have see, suppose he was sitting with you would have protected him. अरे प्रभु जी, wait करो, आंख बंद रखो. मैंने कहा ही आंख बंद रखो, खोलो नहीं, है ना? Correct? You would have protected him. He should have taken association. He was sitting alone. Sitting alone without maturity is a danger, है ना? Always we
Yeah,
are protected by devotee. See, even if Prabhupada personally gave example. He's an acharya. He knew his spiritual master is with him. He knew when he was in the boat, the Dasha Avataras manifested. Just imagine his position. But still, as an example, he said, they asked devotees that those days, he said, worst days of my life was when I was alone. And I request somebody should be with me. They saw to it, even Prabhupada traveled one town to another town, some devotees to accompany him. And it was a great fortune for the devotee. Prabhupada used to discuss so many things with him, sometimes debate with the devotee, enjoy, correct? He said, now you act like a non-devotee, I'll be a devotee, let us debate. And he will be debating. No, there is no God. How can you say, rascal? Really keeping the conversation alive. And then he'll say, now let us reverse. You become devotee, I become non-devotee. And he will keep it alive. So read something, You are with devotee, what you will say? क्या करेंगे? Cricket match discuss करेंगे? नहीं. So you read Krishna book and they will keep discussing. Many times Prabhupada is sitting in garden, what to do? Not just enjoy the weather. They bring a book. They'll bring some book, they'll start reading and then discussing, correct? So that is what we do. Prabhupada showed actually by his example how we take benefit of association with devotees. True? Anna? Nice?
So can we conclude, Prabhu, even if you are elevated at the highest level, but still you may get carried away also, because Vishwamitra saint is the best example of that. So
Bharat
that is
Maharaj
why
is
this
also,
Dhyan Yoga-
Bharat Maharaj is also a good
Teaching-
example. Bharat Maharaj is
Yeah,
also
because
very
that-
advanced devotee, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, very good.
that is why
So never be alone.
Dhyan Yoga tells us not to meditate at a solitude place, correct?
Very good. No, if he can pray, if he can desire something, when I leave the body, I'll be surrounded by devotees doing Sankirtana. Hare Krishna. Just imagine how nice it will be. Correct? They are nicely doing heavy Sankirtana. At least by mistake we may think about Krishna. Because that we can desire, if we can desire. Let me not die alone in some aircraft. Or a bomb blast in Delhi. Let me not die in that way. My Lord, let me die surrounded by devotees. Okay, Hare Krishna, everybody. See what Prabhupada did, no? He didn't die in a hospital in the bed. He said, surrounded by devotees. He said, do Sankirtana. He gave an example. Perfect example.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
So nice to be with all of you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna Prabhuji.
Govinda Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna.
Prabhuji,
See, I want
thank
to
you.
ask about that Niranjana
Prabhuji,
Yes, Mataji.
Sahajiya
some of us are alone, Prabhuji.
Niranjana.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Puja Veda.
Prabhuji. Sometimes we are alone in the
Niranjana Bhajana.
Wait.
Yes,
Shravan, just the Puja Vrinda Mataji complete. Yes, Mataji.
Niranjana Bhajana. These Sahajiyas do these Niranjana Bhajanas. They are, both are same. No? Niranjana Bhajana means Sahajiyas. We should remember, which is not good to do.
Not recommended. Anna?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Otherwise, why Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada write a book Vaishnava K, seeing the people. In fact, not only that, they were so attached to this caste system because Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada created a revolution. Anybody, doesn't mind where he is born, can become an elevated Vaishnava. They did not accept that. And when he went for parikrama, they closed the temples and they were throwing stones at his parikram party. He tolerated that. He saw how people are so fixed up in the caste system. You see that? How much the acharyas have worked. We know it is wrong, but you see how much it was when you take a stand, how much difficulty the acharyas faced. But they didn't care for that. Okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, the way one Mataji just said that even when living in the house with people and sometimes it happen to be your own child whom you are not able to dissociate, sometimes like you are alone and how much ever hard you try, there are certain times where there is not possible to take physical association even after attending the classes and all. Sometimes it does dip. You do get trapped in Maya and the momentum does go up and down. How do you tackle that, Prabhuji?
No, that's true. See, we are all beginning spiritual life, no?
Yes,
So,
Prabhuji.
beginning our spiritual life. And gradually, Shanai, it's not that suddenly now, bhai, we heard the Bhagavatam, I'll become pure devotee. Shanai. But at least you see that. Just like in a football match, you know, all the players gather together. Today we will win the match. You know? They do that. Today, cricket match. We see them, Karmi is doing. So why not we? We are also see, you are all wonderful devotees. It's not that I am introducing Krishna consciousness to you. I am not doing that. Correct? It's not Gita 18 course where you are introducing and they are learning. Shiva is not God. At least we are not doing that here. These are only, we are only association of devotees, just inspiring everybody. And all of us, including me, we are hearing. We are making determination to gradually increase our seriousness. And so it's a gradual process wherein our trying to fix our heart in Krishna. And Krishna is also doing the same thing. He will give you lessons. Wonderful lessons he will give you, where you have given your love and that person doesn't care, then you understand, I should just fix my heart on Krishna. True?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Yes, always see something is there. Put in your house nice paintings of Krishna. Everywhere you see, you get reminded of Krishna. Correct? Keep Prabhupada's voice alone, just like many of your Matajis. You're working at home, put Prabhupada lecture on. You have enough places where you can download Prabhupada lectures. Okay? Put it on all the time. Keep hearing some voice of Srila Prabhupada's voice is really magic hearing. Keep hearing his bhajans, because he is the founder Acharya. Put your heart on him and should be fully convinced of his shelter. Okay? Hare Krishna, everybody. Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada voice is Prabhu legendary.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Pranam. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dhamma Pranam.
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Thank you, Hare
Rama,
Krishna.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare